I just did a whole long one, and I didn't record. So, here we are. This is Nomie 5.2. I realize I don't ever show demos, really, because showing Nomie without real data is pointless, and showing Nomie with my own personal data is highly dangerous, because I can leak it out, and I don't want you to see all this stuff. So I've tried to arrange this in a way that you can't see all the highly personal stuff. So anyway, we're going to start off with the board. The whole purpose of Nomie is to be able to track the things that you're doing in your life quickly. Don't spend time doing it. Open up the app, come in here, hit a button, and you're done, right? So that's an example of a single tap tracker. Just come in, hit the button, go. That's very reminiscent of Nomie 1.0 all the way in the back. But then as it matured, we started adding new features like the ability to have an input tracker. So I can put 1.5, I can do some math here, and I can save that. And now I've had 4.5 cups of coffee. I haven't, even though it might sound like I have. You have the, we already showed that one. Let's do a slider, right? You have a slider that you can set to have, mins and max, and so you can figure all of these things. You can also just add from a library that we have, kind of predefined ones. But anyway, and then the other type is the timer. So you can go in here, just manually set the time, or you can just let the timer run and go back, on with your day. Let's stop that, though, because we aren't fasting right now. So that is kind of your different. And now the new one, this is the list pick, and this has been around. This has been asked for since Nomie 1.0, which is the ability to pick from a list. There was just no good understanding of what that actually meant until recently, when I was having a conversation with a user on the Nomie subreddit who was just like, "Well, just do this." And I'm like, "Holy crap, that's a great idea!" And so now we have it, and it's a list that you get to pick from, and you can say, "I had some bacon, I had milk." And you can add items here, or you can configure these and rearrange them and drag and drop when you actually edit this tracker. Kind of give you an example of what that looks like. So you can go here, you can kind of rearrange. If you do this little colon, it turns it into a header. But anyway, that is the new list picker. I'm really digging that feature. And so then for people that don't know, which it seems like a lot don't, because I don't explain these things, as you're filling this out, so let's go, and I'm just going to do, instead of hitting save, I'm just going to hit add. And what happens is in the note field, you actually see coffee 1.5. That's all that's really happening when you're hitting these buttons, is it's just filling out the note. So I can also go, with Toby, and it was a great time. Right? And my mood, is 8. We track that, and now we're good to go. We'll see in our people tab that Toby's now at the top. We can see stats as it relates to Toby. We can go to our history. We can see it in our history. And another interesting part about the history is as you scroll down, depending on how long you've been using Nomie, you'll get kind of the highlights of what happened each year. Which is fun. So like Mike Bryan, hey Mike, if you watch this 4 years ago today, we met at Developer Town. So that's the history, and now let's actually deep dive into where it gets interesting, is when it's time to kind of figure out what's going on, what's wrong with me, why is my life falling apart, right? That's when you start getting into your stats. So you've got two options here as far as visualizing your data. The streak is a great way of saying, hey, holy shit, you've had awful sleep for the entire month almost. And especially compared to 50% of last month, and the previous month before that was awesome. So I'm slowly descending, right? It's not good. And then we actually get into the stats. This isn't a good example. Let's clear all that up, so I can show you what this is. So by default, when you start off with Nomie, it's going to open up and it's going to come here, and you're going to see an average. Hey, here's what your overall sleep quality is, depending on what type it is. The numbers are going to be displayed if you have any kind of positivity slept, and then a set, and then any kind of cousin tags. Like if you tag a bunch of things together, that will be listed here. We can see maps, when it happens, like overall time of day, when this occurs, specific logs. But the one thing I want to really show is before Nomie 5.2, you had to go and actually pick the things that you wanted to compare, right? So you had to go and say, hey, I want to see how my sleep quality and my sleep relates, like sleep time. Now with Nomie 5.2, and because of the help of the Nomie community again, and one of them who's really, really good at math, we've come up with an algorithm that does a very good job at finding potential relationships between trackers. I'm not saying it's related. I'm not saying it's correlated even. I'm not saying that it's caused, definitely. It's saying is, hey, these things are related and you should pay attention to them. So we're just going to hit pick it for me. And it's going to go through every single tracker that I have. And this is always a gamble because it's literally picking. I'm not choosing here, so you might see awful things. But I don't think you have because I've done this a couple times. So from a sleep quality, obviously the top one is itself because it's 100% of a match. It's saying, yeah, this is definitely the same. And then it starts kind of sorting from, the highest match down to the lowest. But you can see sleep, it found, I've got 99 trackers, mind you. And these are the ones that it found that are related for sleep, potentially related. Here's my sleep REM, my anxiety. Look at my anxiety levels. We're looking at a 3-month block here, so you can kind of see week over week. My anxiety levels have been going up. My mood's been going down. My motivation has been kind of all over the place. Energy levels are, finding that temp might have something to do with it. My deep sleep has just been dog shit. My soda intake and my sugar intake has gone up. So, this is all. So this is cool. This is something that I've wanted for a long time. Have never been able to figure it out because I'm kind of a fool when it comes to the actual math, and I have to spend a lot of time on it. So again, I can't thank our Nomie subreddit folks enough. They've provided so much great ideas and suggestions. And I think that's it. I think that's it. That's all we're going to do. Well, another little thing is you can do is you can actually click on any of these, and then it's going to take you to that specific tracker, and you can kind of just keep piling up and say, hey, here's my snoring, what's my deep sleep look like, and then you just kind of click, go back and clean them all up. So that's Nomie 5.2, and yeah, that's it. All right, friends, Godspeed.